going on, guys? Andrew with Pride. Today we got Alex from Kabuki Strength and Kitty from Girl Who Just Lifts a Lot of Weight. And we're going to be talking about deadlifting today. Alex, take it away.
Okay, sweet. So when we talk about deadlifting, we can just be it super simply, it's picking a bar off the floor. So we look at more efficient ways to do it, because that's really what we're looking at here, right? We're looking at how to be the most efficient deadlifter we can be, right, in the most basic sense. So this is what most people will do, okay? Sweep, down, nice. Sweep, cool. So what Kitty did there, okay, and the real crux of this is she moved her hips from the back to the front, right? That's it, that's what deadlift is. It's like translocation of the hips. So babe, do a sumo deadlift. So the only difference here is the foot stance, right? So this is a wide stance. The goal is still hips backwards, hips forwards, right? And that's, if we look at what she did, okay, she just created a position where it was really economical. So we have to look at how do we do that, and that's like correcting a deadlift. She has a flat back, right? So I can put this on her spine, and it holds its position, right? She's got this super tight, right? And that's really important, because if I try and pull the bar away from her, I can't, okay? Which means...
So what he's talking about here is she's pulling the bar in toward her body so that the lats are engaged.
Yeah. And she's grabbing the floor with her feet. Cool.
So again, just so you can kind of see, there's actually a little bit of space between her toes.
Do you hear the bar click then? What that means is she was creating tension. Now, none of that matters unless this is tight, okay? So we start talking about bracing sequence. Do you know the easiest way to learn how to brace is just, yeah, that's how you...
Funny.
That's
You're probably right.
Right? If I went to like really jab you, like, that tenses up, right?
No, I was ready to die.
Yeah, it tenses. But that's the easiest way of creating like a very simple brace. There's more to it. What Kitty's done by doing that is she's created a stable environment at the floor, right? She's created tightness at the top. And all she's done is hips come backwards, hips come forward, right? And none of this doesn't happen unless there's tension in both places. And that is how deadlifts. Basically, get tight, hips go back, hips go forward. Yeah. I would like literally be like, that's the most basic, simple way of teaching a deadlift.
So what would you say are some of the common faults that people can look for, and what's like maybe some of the easiest ways to correct those? Okay, so first we're like back to what I said in the podcast, which is the easiest way to correct something. Which we'll link here. The easiest way to correct something is to tell someone to do it better. Yeah. Right? I know, right? It sounds so simple, but like that's it. Like the smallest intervention is mental. Yeah, giving the mental cue versus like overly complicated. Yeah, I don't have to do anything. You stretch this, strengthen this, mobilize this, yada yada. Yeah, it's most likely not going to be do this exercise. So this would be the most common fault, which is just like a hip rise or chest fall early in the squat. That one. So we're basically already adding it. So get back to position. Up. That's the most common fault, okay? Yeah. How would I fix that? I would either say, okay, get your lats tighter and don't let your hips rise. So when you're saying get the lats tighter, you're saying pull the bar inward to engage you. So that is what it's doing in one aspect, but it's not the reason for this. Right. Okay? Oh, okay. So what I'm doing by saying get the lats tight is just getting much better tension here. Okay. And then we tend, you relax. So don't actually train too hard, okay? She's actually trying. So you can feel it. She's holding this. Yeah. And that's quite hard, right? That's demanding. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, so the hip rise will be more obvious this time. Hip rise, right? Down. That's a lot of strain here, okay? Get tight. There you go. And actually, if this is tight, as she drives up, better transfer of force, hips come together, okay? So that's probably the most common fault. Other deadlift faults? Bar. Oh, bar falling away, yeah. So that's the same idea, okay? But it's a slightly different approach to fixing it. Just show us the bar falling away from you. Okay? And that creates a long x-axis. So do it again. So bar doesn't stay close to the shin. Yeah, so you can see basically what's happening as she's pulling, there's space between you. You know what, babe, I'll do it. I'll do a version of this. Okay. So just to make it more obvious, I'll do it conventional. That's really hard, okay? So to stop that, we will still cue that lat brace, but we might have a different intervention. So what we're doing is something called reactive neuromuscular training, which is where if I give Kitty tension this way, I'm trying to pull the bar away from her, she automatically pulls it back and close to her. And lift. See how close it stays there, okay?
that's just giving a little bit of feedback. Again, I would probably start it by saying just don't do it. Yeah, and then probably this approach. And if that doesn't work, we just make it really hard to fuck up. So we do this deadlift with a pause, okay? Just pause below the knee, down. Now do it, pause, finish the lift off. Nice, there you go. If we get them to pause off the floor, people tend not to let it fall away, because stopping when you're in a really inefficient position out here is really fucking hard.
Yeah, you start to feel it.
Okay?
Yeah, one of the cues that I actually gave the cameraman and Glenn when I was teaching him this was I had him hold 25 pounds here and I had him hold 25 pounds here, and you will feel it as the weight starts to get far away from you, like you're going to peak in your lift really, really quickly.
Yeah, short x-axis. Show us an overextension of the top, and this is usually people just trying too hard. Okay, you don't need to try that hard. So, oh my god, I just hate it. I just take it down.
Just bring the like back super far.
Yeah, you don't need to do that. A lift stops when the hips are locked out. So just come to tall, comes to tall, comes to tall, comes to tall. Nice. So you see straight lines now, right?
Yeah.
That's really what we're looking at. And on that one, I would literally just say, don't try so hard, explain the issue, and then people fix it. So you don't need to do too much on that one. I guess you could have, I don't know, deadlift against a wall. I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many like weird like deadlifting techniques that you can do. This is kind of just like the basics, but like in more detail.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of the final thing, choosing between sumo or conventional. How do you help a client pick that?
It depends on body type. So you always look to, if your goal is performance, you're always looking to load the shortest lever, right? So if for you, Andrew, like because you're quite long-limbed, your shortest lever is generally your back. So the deadlift type which primarily uses the back would be conventional deadlift. Okay, so we'd want to use that.
So you're saying that'd be better with conventional?
Maybe. I don't know.
That's interesting. Okay, no, that's fair.
I don't know. I'd have if we really want.
I can't demo it today, guys.
If I really wanted to like say, hey, mechanically this is the best one, I'd measure your limbs.
Yeah, I get it. Okay,
right.
So I did that like way back at Amber.
Yeah.
Wow, that is cool.
If you are slightly longer spined, shorter limbed, then you want to load your legs, right? And it'll probably be a conventional deadlift. Okay. She's actually really proportional.
Yeah. I was gonna say you have a really good like sumo and conventional.
Yeah. But then we have to look at.
Like, I know.
Yeah. It's
because
true.
actually my
Femur?
yeah, my femurs are a bit longer here, so my squat is a lot
Suffers,
harder to get my numbers up usually every time like I train it. It's always the lift that lags out of all three.
But we would also have to look at like, okay, let's say we had the world's longest spine and shortest femurs, but I can't open my hips past here. That, am I going to pull sumo?
No, of course not.
You know, so we got other stuff to get involved. And that was like, for me, I tend to pull sumo, and I'm not particularly like short-limbed, and I'm not particularly, I've got a relatively long torso, but mostly I've got bad discs in my spine, as opposed to anywhere else you might have discs. So if I'm like vertical, or at least more vertical, there's a lot less shear force in my spine. So if I have a client who has some like spine symptoms, something like that, that would probably be conventional or an hex bar. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's what I would choose. Also, some people just like it.
Cool, beautiful. Any closing remarks on that then?
Only deadlift with a straight bar if you're a powerlifter or you like it.
Okay, beautiful. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, my name's Andrew with Pride. This is Coach Alex with Kabuki, and we got Miss Kitty. All right, we'll see y'all later. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for watching. If you liked this clip, if you got a lot of value out of it, which you know you did, go ahead and share this to someone else who needs to hear it. And make sure that you like and subscribe wherever you're viewing this. We've got a YouTube, we've got an Instagram, we've got all that jazz. Go give us some love, and I'll see y'all there. Later.